Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I dag sidder vi i London med vores bror Ali Dawah, og det var derfor vi sådan set kom til London for at møde de her brødre, og inshallah lave nogle videoer med dem, og kan man sige sprede islams ord. Vi er her inshallah for at, kan man sige, danne et bånd med de her brødre, og de har taget rigtig godt imod os. Vi har forberedt nogle spørgsmål til brødrene, og vi vil starte med Ali Dawah i dag inshallah, og stille ham nogle af de her spørgsmål, og høre deres vinkler og deres perspektiv. Inshallah, that was the introduction.
I agree with everything you said. I actually agree with it. You know, I personally feel the same way, but I can't express it sometimes. But yeah. Hi.
Hi. That's in Danish. Hi.
Yes, I know.
Inshallah. Bror. That means brother.
Hi, bror. What about sisters?
Søster.
Sister.
With an ø.
Sounds like a pastor.
Søster.
Can I have a swister? No, I'm not saying you guys are pastors. I'm just saying. Nah.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in Copenhagen, brother?
Are you asking me, or are we going through the questions?
This is a question.
Okay, so we need to tell people.
We're
going through questions. You tell them already?
No, I didn't tell anyone.
Now you know we're going through questions. No, I have never been.
Never been, huh?
Never.
Do you want to visit one day, inshallah?
Yes, we'll definitely, inshallah. We'll come.
We'll host you, brother.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Yes. Inshallah.
I'll give you a tour.
Inshallah.
With the brother Hamd.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Very good.
But just to come to the questions, brother.
Yes.
As you know, we live in the West right now.
Yes.
There's a lot of fitna going on.
Yes.
As a young Muslim,
Yeah.
what do you feel is the most difficult thing in your everyday life?
I think
Being a practicing Muslim, you know.
Yes, thank you. Young as well, also.
Mashallah.
So I think a lot of I'll speak on myself and also for a lot of youngsters. I think it's one of the main struggles is obviously there's a lot of misconceptions and doubts that are said about Islam. That's one of the big struggles, and sadly a lot of Muslim youth, they don't have the time to study their religion. So what happens is these doubts get more increase, they get worse. So because you don't give the time to study your religion, at the same time you're hearing these things, it has an effect on you. So doubts is one thing, desires is another thing. These are the two things that can mess up your iman. Desires is another thing within the youth, is that getting married, finding the right person. This is one of the reasons I'm doing my marriage documentary, because I don't know if in Denmark, I don't know if you guys know about my marriage documentary.
No, not really. But
not really. Okay.
You should definitely check it out.
They'll check it out.
I'll link to it in the description.
So my marriage documentary is quite, a lot of people are waiting for it. It's why? Because it's my personal journey to finding my partner, and the struggles that I went through, the ups and downs, the stuff that I learned. I share that with you guys, in my documentary and my real life experiences. So that's one of the biggest struggles a lot of people face, and that's one of the reasons why it's so popular, the marriage documentary, because a lot of people, the main question that they ask me is about the marriage documentary. When is it coming out? Because it was supposed to come out 2 years ago, but it's delayed. But alhamdulillah, it got delayed because there's a lot of lessons that I learned on the way that I add on to that. So I would say those desires and doubts are one of the two things.
Just to add on,
do
we have some tips on how to tackle these challenges?
Yeah. Okay, so the first one, doubt, is you need to spend time, your religion has rights. You need to look into it, you need to research, you need to understand your religion, because at the end of the day, if you're going to Australia and you stop off in Dubai, if you stop off in Dubai, you're not going to, if you're stopping there for let's say, sometimes your transit is 3 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours, 5 hours, 1 day. Let's say 1 day, no problem. In that 1 day, you will not find anybody coming and saying, "Oh, you know what? I've got 1 day here, so let me plan a business. Let me plan on buying a house here. Let me look for someone to marry here, etc., etc." You're not going to do that. Why? Because you're there for a short time. You're there for 1 day or 2 hours, 3 hours. Why are you going to plan? You're not going to do that. Nobody will do that. So when it comes to this life, we're here as a traveler. So. I'm not saying don't get married or have a house or whatever. A house, obviously, with no riba. I'm not saying to have aspirations. But what I'm trying to say is that don't make this world your whole life. Because if you sacrifice your hereafter for this life, you're going to lose both. If you gain the hereafter for this life, Allah will give you both, inshallah. So it's studying your religion, learning about your religion, understanding. So then when you're hit with this shubahat, these doubts, you can understand it. And you can at least have something, your conviction in your heart. If not, then today's society that we live in, they're going to come and say, "Oh, you believe this, your prophet is this, etc." And you don't have an answer for it because you don't care, you don't look into your religion. So the way to cure that is knowledge, seeking knowledge. And there's a lot of ways to do it. We live in social media. You can find out things very fastly, you know. And if you don't blame yourself if you have doubts entering your heart, because you're not protecting yourself. If you have no shield, don't be surprised, oh, why did I get hit? Well, you didn't protect yourself. And another thing with desires is obviously there's different ways to deal with it. But obviously, try to get married. We know marriage is hard. It's become very harder. Sadly, with many issues like, cultural, or he's not from my culture, he's not from my tribe, he's not from this, he's not from that. I know it's very hard. I've gone through it myself. I've personally gone through it myself. I've lived it. And you're going to have desires in all kind of angles, But you need to understand that these going down the haram route is temporary fixes. It's like heroin. Yeah, you're just giving yourself like temporary fix. Oh, I feel so good. Yeah, but then you want more, and then the buzz that you got first, the second one is not going to be the same, and you're always going to look for the first buzz. Yeah, so what's going to happen is it's just going to eventually you're going to want different drugs. You're going to ruin yourself. You're just going to destroy your body. Do you know what I'm trying to say? For a temporary fix. Yeah. So obviously look for permanent solutions. Yeah. Islam has come. They say prevention is better than cure. Yeah. So prevent, avoid it. So getting into these relationships, etc., whatever, it's going to destroy you. You're not going to gain anything. You're not going to benefit anything. It's simple as that. So that's why there's going to be struggles. It's not going to be easy. I struggled for 4 or 5 years, looking for the right partner, etc. And the struggles continue. But looking to get married, you're going to have these struggles. You're going to be tested. Don't think that you're just going to say, oh yes, I believe la ilaha illallah, and Allah's not going to test you. Allah's tested nations before you, like Allah says in the Quran. We've tested nations before you to see which one of you are true believers. So this is the reason why you need to understand that this life is a test. Accept it by default. It's a test. Some people accept this life as, no, it should be always peaceful or this, that. No, this is not Jannah. If everything is always peaceful, then what are you looking for in Jannah? So this life is going to have its tests, and these tests are for your own good. I know a lot of people who have come to Islam and practicing through tests. They would say, if it wasn't for this test, yes, it was very hard. But it's this test that brought me to Islam. Otherwise, a lot of people, they go astray with, dunya, material. Allah opens the doors, to certain things. It doesn't mean it's a blessing, just because you have certain things. Yeah.
Inshallah, brother. Thank you. Barakallahu feek. Well, most of us know you as a person who makes dawah on the streets and, spreads Islam, mashallah, in a very beautiful manner. May Allah reward you, brother. And you obviously came closer to your religion, to this deen, alhamdulillah. Like you also described in the answer you just gave us. But as a side thing, we do in Denmark have a lot of gang problems within the young community, especially in the Muslim community. Many of these guys have reached out to me asking, how did you do it? How did you come closer to Islam? Can you share some advice? Is there a kind of state that says, okay, now I'm close to Islam? Or will there continuously, be struggles,
There's always going to be that struggle. You're never going to say, okay, right now I am saved. No, because Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu an, he himself, imagine he was Amir al-Mu'mineen, and he was Amir of the believers, and he feared hypocrisy for himself. He said, oh, I'm a hypocrite, So the thing is, you're never going to have a state where you're going to say, oh yeah, now I've reached the pinnacle. No, you don't know, and this can be a form of arrogance. So you should never ever feel. And you can feel good, I'm practicing, I'm trying my best, yes, but you should always have that, doubt in your head, I need to be better. So, the other question regarding how you leave the bad lifestyle?
Yeah, how to, because many of these people, obviously, they know that they're on a bad path, and they're living in a matrix kind of state, asleep, but awake at the same time. But so they want to wake up, but they're like trapped in this circle of evil.
Yeah, you need to free yourself from these false expectations. Yeah. So you look at these rap videos, you look at these music videos, etc., and you see this lifestyle, girls, cars, money, status, all this kind of stuff, and you think to yourself, I want to be like that. But the thing is, the person that's in this music video is not that. He himself is not that. It's all thing. The cars are hired, no problem. Let's say the cars he owns, okay, no problem. Yeah. The women, the houses, etc., whatever. These people, you're just looking at a scripted music video, with all this glamour and etc., and you think, this is life. No, I've seen rappers behind the scenes. I was watching a video a couple of years ago, Birdman and Lil Wayne in their big ship, massive yacht. Massive, probably £100 million yacht. and they were all sitting. It was like a little mini documentary behind the scenes. They were all sat around the table, and they're drinking, and it's just like wallah, they were just like this, smoking, drinking, and they're just boring. What the hell are you doing? You're sat behind the ship, and you're just, yeah, man, and you're talking to yourself, and you're thinking, right, look at all the stuff that you had in your head, etc. Because this is the reality. This is reality. What you see there is not reality, brother. Sometimes you see stuff from my Instagram or something like that. The same goes with me. You see, false expectations. Oh, let's suppose I'm in Dubai. Yeah, sometimes I go holiday. Yeah, I have to look after myself. Yeah, every now and then. I go. And you look at them and think, oh, he's such a lucky guy. He's in Dubai. He's social media. He's making money. He's that. You don't know nothing about my life. You know nothing about my life, man. You don't know what I go through. You don't know the struggles I go through. And you come and say, oh, I wish I was like you. Don't say that. You don't know what on earth I'm going through. You can't look at somebody like, this is the psychology that we have. If we see a man, let's suppose there's a man called Thomas. Thomas is being told that he's got cancer, he's going to die in 1 month. Thomas goes and says, you know what? I'm going to die. I always wanted to drive a Range Rover. I'm going to go and hire a Range Rover. I don't have the money, but I'm going to go and hire a Range Rover. So he pays £500 of the £3,000 that he saved in his life, and he goes and gets a Range Rover. On his way, he picks up his niece or cousin, I don't know, yeah? Young looking, very attractive girl, sat next to him. He's driving down the road. And as they're going, he says that I've got cancer, I'm going to die in a month. Obviously, they're upset. She says, you know what, let me cheer him up. Let me make him laugh, And she says something funny. And they both laugh. And there's a man crossing the road, yeah? And he looks. He says, look at this guy. Look how lucky this is. Look at a beautiful woman next to him. Range Rover. I wish I was him. The guy is going to die in 1 month time, and you're making dua that I wish I was like him, yeah? So the point here is this. Yeah, the point here is this. You don't know. You have no idea. That's why back in Jahiliyyah, when I used to go clubbing and etc., I would go clubbing, come at the club, I would see the same girls and guys who are dancing on the floor crying like an idiot. Yeah? They're crying. And I'm looking, you was the one who was doing backflips on the dance floor for 5 minutes ago. And now you're here crying. Why? Because it's a temporary fix. I believe if there was no alcohol or drugs, people will be committing suicide like it's Happy Days. Every day someone will kill themselves. It's the alcohol. Because if you look at psychology, yeah, why do people love Fridays and hate Mondays? Why do they love Fridays and hate Mondays? Because Fridays is, yes, I can forget about my problems, drink, alcohol, drugs, this, that. And then Monday back to work. So the issue is, this lifestyle is fake. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, this is just, delusion. It's, a little enjoyment. It's delusion. So this is a mirage. That's what it is. You're chasing a mirage. And when you go to it, there's no water, brother. You're still thirsty. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, this lifestyle, I would see, people getting shot. I know people who got killed. I knew one guy, he was involved in the gangs, mafia, etc. Next day, I saw him on the newspaper, shot in the head, his body thrown into the water, this river or whatever. I've seen gang members get shot, yeah? Because I was very, obsessed with gangs and guns and stuff like that. I just had, an obsession with them. I used to get involved in fights. And I said, what am I chasing? Where am I going to end up? Yeah, and to make a name for myself, for what? And then get one bullet in my head and die. Yeah, I'm not saying I lived that lifestyle. I'm not going to come fake here and say I was like 50 Cent, I got shot 9 times and I made it. I'm not going to say that. It wasn't about that. But I knew people around that, You're not going to get no benefit, brother. Why am I going to lose my hereafter? For what? For a lifestyle that's never going to bring you happiness. These people who live this lifestyle, they go and perform on stage with drugs. Without drugs, they can't. So it's delusion, man. It's delusion. You're just fooling yourself, and it's never going to bring you happiness. Allah says in the Quran that only with the remembrance of Allah do hearts find peace.
Inshallah, brother. 2 questions. If a person in Islam wants to, become a better Muslim, what would be the first thing he or she should do?
Is he a Muslim already?
Yeah.
Salah. That's the main thing. The Salah is the main thing. This is the rights of Allah. Yeah? So how do we define a good person? Some people come and say, oh, I believe in God, but I don't hurt anybody. Yeah? I'm a good person. Okay, who defines what a good person is? Yeah? Imagine if I come and say, I help everybody, I give charity, I'm good to everyone, etc. But when I go home, I beat my mum up. Am I a good person? No, I'm not a good person, yeah? So you can't come and say, for example, yeah, but I don't hurt somebody, I don't do this, etc. Okay, but if you're disobeying your Lord, you're not acknowledging Lord, Yani, you don't pray. Yani, what's the point? You're being good to everyone but being bad to your creator. You know. So the thing is, Salah is the main thing. You have 24 hours a day. Yeah, it's priorities. You have a time for everything. If I came and said to you, I'm going to give you £200 check just 5 times a day, come in the morning, forget the rest of the day. In the morning, you're going to wake up. I want you for 10 minutes. You're going to do a few exercises for me, and then you're going to go sleep. Yeah, you will set 25 alarms. Yeah, you will set 20, not one alarm. You'll set 25 alarms just so you don't miss it. Yeah, Allah is promising you Jannah. What £200 are you talking about? Allah's giving you paradise, whatever you like. But no, why? What does that show you? It shows you don't have conviction and belief in it. Yani, you don't have full conviction. Yani, or maybe you struggle. Look, I struggled when I came. You think when I first came to Islam, I started praying the first year of Fajr. I couldn't wake up for Fajr. Yeah, but the difference is I said I want to, and I'm going to try to. Yeah, so I set myself goals. Yeah, I set myself goals, and when you strive for Allah, if you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will give you a way out from places you can't imagine. Do you get it? One of the biggest things is when I wake up, to wash my feet. Yeah, I thought, that's so long. Waking up in that sleep and then washing my feet was just, to me, it was just like, this is so long. Yeah, so I start going to sleep with my socks on. I sleep with my socks on, and when I wake up, I just do this. The thing is, if you want to do something, you can do it. Do you get it? Now I don't sleep with my socks on, so you see, I've progressed. So I don't sleep with my socks on. You know, my feet have fresh air now. You get me? So it's just setting yourself goals and working towards it. You know.
The second question is, what is Islam?
Because, I don't know. No,
I got a lot of followers that are also, many of them are non-believers. We also have Muslims, but we also have people that are not Muslims. You know, many of them ask me, what is Islam? Can you explain me about Islam? I do my best. You know, I do my part in telling about Islam. But Islam from your point of view?
Yeah, from my point of view, Islam is submitting your will to God, acknowledging that there's a higher intelligence being. Yeah, and Islam is there as a guidance. You know, so just acknowledging your Lord, your fitra. So it's something that you're programmed. Yeah, you're igniting that. Yeah, so you're giving it the right kind of food. You know, because you know I look at certain people who go to the gym. Yeah, they have a strict schedule in place. What they eat, when to eat, what not to eat, when to sleep, which exercise to do, which body part, everything. There's a science behind it for your body. Why? To give it the right type of nutrition, to give it the right time, sleep well. Why? So my muscle grows. Yeah. So my bicep grows or whatever. Yeah. Okay. This is your body. Okay. Your body has rights. No problem. But what about your soul? What about your soul? Yani if you starve your soul, yeah. If you starve your body. If I don't eat, I can't say, why am I losing weight? Why is my stomach hurting? I'm gonna die. You're not eating, and you're a bit silly, and you can see the damage you're causing for yourself. So it's the same with the soul. The soul has its rights, yes, and it's the dhikr of Allah that feeds the soul. It's the salah. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's what Allah says in the Quran. If you forget my remembrance, you'll have a depressed life. And only with the remembrance of your Lord do hearts find peace. That is a condition. That's a condition that's Allah saying, only with the remembrance of your Lord do hearts find peace. Simple. That is your remedy. So if your soul, you starve it, that's why people come to the point where they're suicidal. They finish, the soul is gone. The soul has been starved so much that they're at a point where they lose their mind, they're suicidal, they go on to drugs, because what it is you're feeding the soul the wrong type of food. So your soul is looking for that happiness. And you're thinking, it's girls. Yeah, let me go get a few girlfriends. Yeah, you're feeding your soul saying, no, I don't want this. Yeah, and it's still you looking, yearning for more. So then in our heads we interpret it of, oh no, I need a more beautiful woman. That's right. I need a more beautiful woman. And then you go, and then you find, and this is how people, they go crazy, because then they turn to men. Because women are not enough now, because they're thinking now, maybe I'm gay, I don't know. They go after men, some go after property, some go after car. So you're giving the soul the wrong type of food, and it's rejecting it. It's saying, I don't want this. This is not what I need. It's Allah that the soul needs and the heart needs, And if you don't give that, that's why a lot of people that you have, you have multi-millionaires who are crying. I knew a lot of people who were rich, never happy. And then you have simple people who doesn't have nothing, bruv. The most happiest person ever. Yeah, so I would say Islam is submission to the one who created you, and you will only find happiness with his remembrance. And all of us, we know one way or another, when we're in difficulty, we turn to a high intelligence being, because that's our fitrah. We are programmed to be like that. When we're on a plane, difficulty, you can't say, "Oh, mom, help me," because your mom can't come, your dad can't come. So you turn to a higher being. So with us, it's just confirming and returning back to your original state, which is iman, belief.
MashaAllah. Thank you, brother. Barakallahu feek.
That's it. No more questions.
What?
No more questions.
We do have questions, but I think it's enough for this round.
For this round, it's enough. We'll see you round 2, inshallah.
Inshallah. As the brother told us, seeking knowledge is very important. So, just to clarify how one of the things I do to, stick around Islam and get closer, inshallah, it is also by seeking knowledge. You can do this by sitting at home. You don't need to go to conferences every time and now and then. Read a book. But the things I've done, for example, is using the platforms I have in front of me. I have a computer. I have YouTube. I found Brother Ali on YouTube and all the other brothers surrounding him, and many of their videos has made me more knowledgeable within Islam, and it has changed me in forms that I would never have imagined. So alhamdulillah for I have met you, and also may Allah reward you and the brothers for all the videos you make. You should definitely check them out. I'll link in the description to their channels and Instagrams, inshallah. So yeah, may Allah reward you, brother. Thank you for having us.
Take care.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.